Hi everyone, this is Dollar. It's been a few months since I've had my tank up and running. For the most part, a lot of the coral are doing good. They're open. A lot of zoas. The pally over there, some micromusa in the middle. Got a toadstool going there. It's probably doubled or tripled in size since I got it. But one of the things I noticed, I'm still having a lot of problem with algae. Kind of a mustardy color. You can see it around there, around the back. Oops. Here. And from what I've read, this is brown algae that's going to turn into Cyanobacteria. I don't know if that's correct, but one of the things I've read also to get rid of cyano is to improve the water flow. I do have Akamai wave maker there. You can see a lot of the detritus is growing, which is fine, but you can see some of the brown on those louvers in the back. So I am going to install a gyre, I think that's how you pronounce it, pump to help circulate the water more throughout the tank, and hopefully that'll help improve that. I have tried to lower the amount of food I'm feeding the fish because it's not that many. There's only 4 fish in there. Got about 5 snails left. The shrimp died off, so I haven't replaced him yet because of this goldhead sand sifter, if I can find him here. Right back there. Kind of took over where the shrimps was burrowing. I got an orchid dotty back there, gold watchman goby, and there's a tail spot bloody in the back. That's all I have for fish. I may get one more, but maybe I'm overfeeding them, so I'm trying to cut back on that. So, but this video is to do the gyre install and see if that helps. So the flow pump I chose is the IceCap 1K, and it's designed for a smaller tank. Mine's 32 gallons. And get different types of flow here. So I'm just going to do the kind of the standard one at the top there. Go across the top surface and down and around and see if that helps improve the conditions. The 1K is designed for between 20 and 50 gallons. I think that's what it says right here. Yep, 20 and 50 gallons, 1,000 gallons per hour. So we have our pump here, our brick for power, accessories, and the control panel. The Akamai that I'm replacing was Wi-Fi. This one is not, which is fine with me. I've actually, once I got it set up, the Akamai, I never really adjusted it. So this one should be fine as well. I think there's more programming involved with this, but we'll cover that later. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull out the Akamai. It's a KPS. Pull it out, go ahead and get it cleaned up. You can see there's a lot of detritus on it as well. Some of that brown algae is growing on it. But go ahead and get that out, clean it up, maybe for future use. So I'm going to actually not show all that, but just it's going to disassembly. So we'll get back to you when we're ready to install the new pump. So the first thing we're going to do is just plug the power cord into the brick. Okay, and what we're going to do this time is run the power cord from the wave outlet and out the back through the hole, and that way the brick itself will be out the back. Gives it a little bit more room inside there. I actually want the controller for this one before I had the Akamai one attached up on here on the screw. I'm going to go ahead and put the controller for this one on the outside, either up there or just set it on the desk to have better control over it and better visibility of what it's doing. Okay, I'm just going to plug in the end of the brick to the control unit. There's two plugs here, and one of them is just like a regular slip-on power adapter. For the actual pump itself, it's a 3-pin. You can see that, and it just slides in here. There's a flat spot on one end. Just plug it in there, and then screw the connector to it so it's secure. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place the pump right up here so that it blows across the surface of the water, down and around, and back up again. I think that'll give me the best circulation. So the instructions say to plug this all together, but I realize I have to route the end of this cord through the holes here in the back. So I'm going to go ahead and install the pump, route that through, and then re-plug it in to the controller. So I'm going to go ahead and place this right in here with the cord facing up. Get the magnet out of my pocket. And this is a very powerful magnet, so you want to be careful about dropping it onto the glass. Okay, I'm going to put it a little low for now so that when it starts up, it doesn't allow me to shoot water out of the top. I'm going to adjust the fans. So they go straight across. Okay, let me show you what that looks like. Just right up with the glare from the light right here, we have the pump right on top. That still may be a little bit high. We'll see how that works. So I'm going to route the wire so it comes right through here between this gap and back out through this hole. This hole's getting really crowded, as I saw in a future video. Actually, I may run it all the way across out this one, since that's where the old one came through. And it should be plenty long enough for that. I'll go do that. Okay, sorry about the brightness of the lights here. I'll go ahead and get that all the way through there and tightened up. Okay, I got it routed around the back here, so I'm going to go ahead and plug it into the control unit as I did before. So let me set this to the side here. You can still see that. Just line the pins up and screw that on tight there. Okay. So that cord runs around the back, comes to here, comes out of the control unit, back into the hole at the back of the case, which is plugged in here to the wave outlet. Okay, the pump comes with a little mesh net. You can see how it's going around my finger. That goes over the ends of the fan to keep critters from crawling inside of there and getting kind of blended. So we'll go ahead and slide those on. I'm going to do it while it's in the water. I should have done it before I put it in the water, but everything's set up, so I'm going to do it now. Okay, I put this net on. I'm going to go ahead and put this one on. They're actually pretty easy to get on. They stretch out pretty good. So if you can see that, here's the netting on both sides. And again, that's to protect things from crawling inside while the fan's spinning. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn the pump on, and hopefully it doesn't shoot out everywhere. So I got a separate button just for the wave pump. There it goes. Okay, it's blowing down, which is good for now. The default fan speed is 50%, which is quite a bit. You can see my fishes are really going against the current here. So hopefully that'll clear up a little bit once everything kind of settles down, but I think it gave it a pretty good gust of flow when it came on. As you can see from the instruction manual, there's a bunch of preset water movement modes. Everything from constant to random to different speeds or different wind down times and so forth. I'm going to go ahead and set mine to random mode, and actually I'm going to try a minimum flow because it seems to be a little strong. So the first thing I'm going to do is set the time. It says to push the two buttons together. Oh, turns it brighter. We're getting into time mode, so it's flashing. This is a 24-hour clock. You just spin this around to adjust it. It's actually pretty convenient. Okay. And then you push the middle switch, here the blue one, to switch to the next mode, which is minutes. So we're going to scroll this up. It's a 24-hour clock, so right now it's at 1:07 Pacific time. So push that. And we got the time set. Now that the time's set, we're going to go ahead and set it to auto mode. So that just hitting this button here brings up the options. So again, just scrolling this, we want to go to random, which is that one right there, and select it by hitting the middle button. And I'm going to adjust the flow to minimum for now. Right now it's at maximum. There we go. It controls the speed there. Okay. And that's it. Let's hit the button to clear out of there. So when you hit the clear button, it doesn't back you out, but you can see it's on random. It's at 10%, 20, 10, 20. So when I set the maximum just now, I set it at 30. So it's going to alternate between 10 and 30. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust that up a little bit higher. So get back to here. It's left random still. I'm going to bring that up a little bit more, about 50. I'll go back to 50%. And now we can see it's going from 20, 10, 20, 40. So now it's going to go between 10 and 50% randomly. Okay, the previous video piece that I programmed, there's a little M right here that meant it was in manual mode. So that alternating random current would go for 24 hours continuously. In auto mode, which has the little A there, I actually set a sequence of events to, this mode is currently in gradual pulsing mode. So it's going to build up a pulse to 20%, then 10. I found that anything higher than 10 or 20% in this tank is probably too much right now. The tip fish are getting tossed about pretty good. But anyway, I have it all set up to change to alternating gyre mode, random mode, pulsing mode, and some constant speed at 10 just in the evening. So I programmed it to run 24 hours and then repeat. There is a feeding mode. If you hit this button just once, you'll see there's a timer came on down there. So for 10 minutes, they'll turn the fan off so you can eat, and they'll come back on automatically, which is good. I end up turning off my pump and having to come back later to turn it back on. So that's kind of convenient. So push it again, it turns it off, goes back into the program mode that I have. So you can see that the bubbles have stopped flowing around, so it's a little harder to see the flow in there. But there's a ripple at the top, which is what I wanted. The fish are kind of moving around a lot more than normal, and I am seeing some flow in the hammer coral, and just kind of in the little debris is still floating around in there. Maybe we'll see how this goes. Hopefully it'll help with the algae. At least the cyanobacteria won't come back, but we'll see how this goes. So if you have any questions, go ahead and post it. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.